I'm grateful for having given me this opportunity to uh, speak on the book brought out by iOS in the series of the yearbooks, the third in the series, uh, which is very important. This time, all the previous yearbooks were important, but I think this is on the quality of school education, which is the crux of education. I was speaking to the previous speakers. I have partly gone through the book also, the findings uh, of the study. Uh, and I must congratulate Dr. Khalid Khan for having put in a lot of labor in compiling data from two different sources and coming out with meaningful implications, meaningful results. The third year book 2023 is on the status of quality school education among Muslims in India. Quality school education is the focus of this book. Uh, and I must say that uh, on two basic parameters and two basic aspects, he has worked on the enrollment of Muslim children at the primary and upper primary levels, and he's also tried to find out uh, dropouts. And while doing so, he has covered a vast canvas on various quality indicators, various quality conditions which are obtained in these schools as the data is available in UDICE and NSO surveys. So very meticulously, with a lot of labor, he has collected that data and he has compiled them in the form of various tables, analyzed them, interpreted them, and he has tried to see what may be the policy implications of these findings, and he has given a number of suggestions for policy changes on the basis of the findings. Now, my understanding about the quality of education is a little bit wider. What I feel is that quality education is not merely, I'm not saying is not true, not merely confined to certain indicators. The survey is based on the quality indicators, conditions for achieving quality education. Now, yes, there are a number of conditions for achieving quality education, uh, for access to quality education, the infrastructure, the services, the availability of the teachers, the training of the teachers, the status of the teachers, etc., etc. These are, we can say, the proxy quality indicators which have been touched in this survey, in this study. But the real quality indicator is, in fact, in the processes of education, process of teaching, learning, which carry out inside the classroom, inside the school. So I agree with the previous speaker, particularly Prof. Mohammad, it is very difficult to obtain primary data to find out as to uh, what actually going on inside the classrooms, inside the schools. We can only estimate on the basis of the facilities available, on the basis of number of classrooms available, on the basis of books available, on the basis of required number of teachers available in these schools, that yes, quality education might be going on in these schools. But the crux of quality lies in the processes, teaching learning processes carried out inside the classroom, including the curriculum. So still, we do not know if children are not being dropped out, children are being retained inside the classroom, inside the schools, as the conditions are there, they are really learning or not. There are a number of factors which operate inside the classrooms while the children are there, and Even though they are not physically excluded from education, they are there in the school. Are their presence in the school, continuance in the school, retention in the school for a given number of years is really fruitful, is really leading to achievement of the required levels of learning outcomes. So somewhere we'll have to talk in terms of learning outcomes of the children who are really uh, being retained in the system. They are not dropping out. Of course, we are concerned with the dropout children as well, and alternative measures have to be taken for bringing them to the fold of education. But we are equally concerned about the quality of education, really, which is being acquired by the children who are there inside the classrooms, inside these schools. And there are a number of ways in which we can measure exclusion of these children from education inside the class. While they are there in the classroom, the way teachers are disposing themselves in the teaching learning process, the way these children are being dealt with, the way their learning needs are being addressed, the way they are uh, experiencing education inside the classroom at the hands of the teacher, number of kinds of exclusions may take place. And the most important exclusion which takes place is called silent exclusion of children. That is when they are present inside the classroom, while they are spending year after year inside the classroom, they are not learning really. They are not learning up to the level we require at a particular level. Quality education means that they are being developed in the areas of knowledge, in the area of skill, in the area of attitude, as prescribed at a particular level, for a particular level. So somewhere or the other, perhaps you will have to go for some kind of sample measures of learning. What goes on inside the classroom visitation, observation inside the classroom, however difficult it might be. Reference was made to one important measure of learning outcomes which is available at present with us, NAS surveys, National Assessment Surveys, carried out by a different agency on behalf of the NCERT. So NCERT is bringing out this National Assessment Survey at the primary and upper primary levels. But these NAS surveys are also sample surveys, and these NAS surveys are not available for minorities, for religious groups. And these NAS surveys are also being questioned. Some of the organizations which are bringing out their own achievement surveys, for example, ASER, their results are completely different from the NAS surveys, NAS results. So what I'm suggesting is that even though the survey of the achievement of learning achievement of children at different levels in primary, upper primary schools may be very expensive. Some sample studies may be conducted, may be found out what really is the quality of learning of the children coming out of the school after spending 8 years in schools in different subjects, in different domains of learning. That may be, I think, a very important area to improve the quality of the publication and make it more meaningful and making it more useful for policy formulation in the country. Then I feel that in the publication, in the study which was conducted by Mr. Khalid, a lot of labor has been put in, but some conceptual clarity was required. For example, Mr. Khalid is talking in terms of alternative systems of education. The alternative system of education is like madrasas, gurukulas, Sanskrit pathshalas, or similar kind of alternative arrangements where children are admitted for full time, they study there, and they also acquire some learning in the in part of the curriculum which is offered in formal normative schools. These are the alternative systems of education. Urdu medium schools is not a part of alternative system of education. In the study, Dr. Khalid is calling Urdu medium schools as alternative systems of education. It's not an alternative system. In classroom, different mediums of instruction are used. So by changing the medium of instruction depending upon the requirement or need of the learner, system doesn't change. In a government school, in a public school, children are given freedom to study in their mother tongue. It may be in a number of mother tongues in which they are required to be taught, but the curriculum will remain the same, school structure will remain the same, the policy will remain the same, examination, admission policies will remain the same, the system is same. Neither Urdu medium is a different method of teaching, because somewhere he has also used the term method of teaching as a different method. No, medium is not a method, nor is a different system. So I think conceptually, this in the next second publication or revision of this publication, these needs to be clarified, and this needs to be further expanded. In fact, medium of instruction is a very important source of exclusion also nowadays, especially for Urdu medium school students. He has listed number of Urdu medium school uh, in the study, but what goes on inside the Urdu medium schools, we are not clear. I have been involved in a very long study of more than 10 years in different states of the country on behalf of the government of India, and visited hundreds of classrooms, including the Urdu medium classrooms. And we have found inside the classrooms, in the school it was labeled as Urdu medium schools. Urdu medium, Urdu speaking students were there, but the teachers were teaching in a different language there. Now putting these children inside the classroom to disadvantage, because it was not facilitating their learning. They were speaking in Hindi, they were speaking in Bhojpuri, they were speaking some other language, and they were also not having textbooks on Urdu medium. Now, Urdu medium schools, Urdu medium classes means that the material will be available in Urdu medium, teaching, learning will take place in Urdu medium, assessment will also be done in Urdu medium. So I think that becomes a very important source of exclusion. These children remain there inside the school, but they are not able to learn as they should, despite the fact that they are capable of. So these such small things, I think, need to be uh, looked into while revising uh, the publication. And I think that, yeah, the attempt which was made by Mr. Khalid is very, very important. Now, this sample of 90 minority concentration districts has been, I think, taken into account. As rightly pointed out by Arun Mehta Sahab, I think we should now go out of the minority concentration districts and try to find out state-wise, country-wide picture of the status of school education among Muslims. As far as the dropout is concerned, we should also find out what is happening to the dropout children, because there are a number of schemes the government of India where they are trying to rope in, bring back the minority children to the fold of education. How far these schemes are successful among Muslims, and how far these children are being brought back to the fold of education. For example, NIOS, National Institute of Open Schooling, how far the dropouts from formal school system among Muslims are rejoining National Institute of Open Schooling, and they are continuing their education, and they are succeeding, and then they are going to further levels, higher levels of education. So this is one of the alternatives which are available in the society for dropouts. I think that may also be studied as a follow-up of the dropout. We are concerned with all children. We are not concerned with only those children who are retained in the school. We are equally concerned with the children who have been dropped out or who have been pushed out of the system for a variety of reasons, and then how their education needs are being looked
It
into. I think
is
with these
wisdom.
suggestions,
Yeah.
I would like to once again congratulate Dr. Khalid and Institute of Objective Studies for bringing out this important, this valuable publication, uh, adding to the data and the information, valuable information, which will be useful in policy making, decision making, guiding, and in further research also. Thank you very much.